Good morning, everybody. It's time for another scintillating episode of Coffee with Max's Models. And I'm actually up in time this morning to do Coffee with Max's Models. As you can probably hear off in the distance, somebody needs to buy a muffler. Don't know if the microphone's picking that up or not. Well, it scared the cat off, sort of. So, anyway, since I'm up early, I got working on the Glencoe model script and sent an email to Nick Argento over at Glencoe. I want to give him a chance to proof it. Anytime I do a kit model company that's still around, I try to get in contact with them if I can, and wasn't so much the deal with big companies like Tamiya, Hasegawa, Ashima. In other countries, I wouldn't know who to contact. But when it's a smaller company here in the U.S., like Colt TV Man or Glencoe or Atlantis, I want to get up with them, because you want to get your information, your facts right, but also smaller companies often are more approachable, and this is a model building community. I like to do things nice, and I don't want to put something out there that might be incorrect or alienate a company owner because I got something wrong or something. So I really like to reach out to people. I used to be really shy about that, but now I've realized, hey, they're just folk. They're usually happy to talk to you, and it's gotten to me to, or at least talk with. Or at a minimum have email correspondence with some really cool folks. I've gotten to speak with Alan Urey at Fantastic Plastic. Last May I got to speak with Nick Argento at Glencoe, and I probably should have done this then, but I was pending my surgery. I've gotten to have a great correspondence with Tom Daniel, and just some other really great folks. Got Mark Tyler over at Immense Miniatures, and it's just really fun. One of the other nice things about these smaller companies is the folks are usually doing it with heart. I got to speak with and Zoom with Pete Vetri at Atlantis, and these guys, they're doing this because this is what they want to do. I'm sure most of them could probably make more money with less grief doing other things, but they love the hobby as we do. I think that's one of the reasons I have such an affinity for the smaller companies, especially some of the more obscure ones, a lot of which aren't around now. But I hope to get the Glencoe thing done in a couple of days. Still haven't heard anything from the training department, so until they tell me to get ready, I'm just going to do a little study every day and just keep doing what we're doing. Once I get this thing typed up, I'll probably email a copy off to Nick, and then I'll probably go to work in the Tarbis. And I'm here in what we call the sun room, which is of course a largely glass encased room, but unfortunately, of course, I got gigantic ears, so I can hear the neighbors talking, and I don't know if you guys are picking that up or not, and I don't really want to put their conversation out on the interweb, so I just, if they say anything that shouldn't go out in the world, I'll edit this. So anyway, that's really all I got for today. I'll probably finish up that model truck I was working on, that old Revell kit, and I will. Well, I think it should be a nice day today. It looks a little wet outside, but maybe I'll get that little Starfix Spitfire done also. That's one of those lazy builds. You just kind of blah 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 blah. Not too serious. Something you just relax and play with and have a good time. And I mean, not that you don't want it to look nice, but you're not nitpicking the details. And the shape of the wing's not even right. So, but it's sometimes it's fun just to have that. You have those builds. You're like, I want to do this right. Every little detail matters. you got that build. It's kind of like, you know, you want to build it like a 9-year-old. I go back and forth. What's embarrassing is when you really try hard, it still comes out looking like it was made by a 9-year-old because 10 thumbs, old eyes. And but probably need to get started masking off that Saturn V. But I have to look real close to the patterns because if you're doing a Saturn V, it is really a deceptively easy thing to mask off incorrectly due to the, you know, you want to, oh, wait a minute, you get done, you're like, oh, crap, you know, that fin was supposed to be black, that one was supposed to be white. I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but the black and white paint schemes, of course, were for telemetry, but it was also something that I believe began with the Germans because most of the early German rocket scientists, who, of course, made up a reasonable part of the basis for our space program, were all fans of the old Fritz Lang movie, Und Frauen Mond, The Woman on the Moon. I probably butchered that, but it's The Woman on the Moon and the Rocket. If you go back and see it, it was incredible model work and special effects for the time. I mean, it's worth watching just for the model work, the miniatures. But it was, of course, an early space movie. I forget if it was a silent film or if it was just in German, because I always saw subtitles, I think. Anyway, really an impressive film given the technology limitations of the era. And of course, it inspired a lot of the young German rocket scientists who later painted their rockets black and white, as much out of their love of that movie as for as for the practical reasons of telemetry. And there go the buzzsaws. I think that's going to make us cut this short, or you're going to hear buzzsaws in the background all day. Well, really, that's about all anyway. I need to get cracking now. I've already been typing. I'm just going to get back to it here. And we will see everybody later. You have a wonderful day. Have another cup of coffee. The elixir of life. And we will see you guys later. Good morning, everybody. Actually up at a decent hour to have coffee in the morning with Max's models. Aren't you lucky? Well, somebody needs a muffler.